this was pristine or saved or spared from destruction. We now know based upon the script that this was supposed to be an air passage, right? That's what they're following through. There was one particular actor in gorilla soldier suit that kind of sauntered with a gorilla walk, whereas everybody else was very human in their pacing. There was one guy that was like, I'm galloping because I'm in a gorilla costume, and nobody else did it. Nobody else was doing it. I thought it was a little kind of disconnecting from that moment.
I found it odd, too, that it went to the pristine air tunnels instead of going to the very set where we saw Brent and Nova go down with the telephone thing.
Actual subway.
If you're going to go for this, you're going to reiterate the same thing. They've gone down the same passage. That's a much more interesting area to show than those tunnels are. Those tunnels are just nondescript.
But what we're assuming is that the telepaths led Brent and Nova to them, right? Because they were turning on lights.
Yes, eventually.
Lights on. How do these apes know which way to go? They just happen to go. Because
that's true.
We go past the tunnel that's got the middle tunnel that's obviously not a real tunnel physically. But how do they not have people split up and start taking every tunnel, every
That's a
pass?
very good point.
They literally go the exact same direction that Brent and Nova went with no motivation.
Could they have not turned on a wrong light the other way and sent the apes, off to New Jersey or something?
And I don't know how well ape smell is developed, but even if you have them, sniffing the air or something, trying to track them down, or seeing human footprints.
What was even the point of finding Brent's passageway if we don't follow his same journey into the area?
Yeah,
it was. We don't see them going past the telephone or the subway platform. They just kind of jump automatically to the air tunnels, like they knew how to find that maze and wander through. So the octagonal air vent they found up above would have almost made just as much sense as them finding the same place that Brent was, because.
And now thinking with this, it almost makes me, if you go into New York subway, you're going to see so many advertisements that you probably have humans on the advertisements.
Yeah, they should be lousy with that.
For the ape perspective, that would have been
shocking.
Oh my God, look at the human! And once again,
maybe
it's
they
a
even
missed
start
opportunity.
ripping the posters down and
or
stuff.
Shooting it or anything. Yeah, there's so many things that they could do.
Poop at it.
And Zaius is telling them we have to push ahead.
We don't have time for these theatrics. We must go find the humans.
I mean, drama does not have to come from confrontation. Drama can come from character, and character having their worldview distorted. And the apes at that point could have been everything, but once again, we missed an opportunity.
Yeah.
I did like that we're at about 48, 49 seconds. They come out of the air tunnels into the same area in front of the lions.
Yeah.
And the kind of lava encrusted
bus.
I was kind of happy to see that set again.
Yeah.
Just to see that we're moving in, because I think that's kind of a cool set.
And I think that's where I got my whole idea of why didn't they go down the steps with where the telephone booth is. You're already going to shoot these people on the same set, so there's probably during production shot around the same time when we shot with Brent Nova. Why didn't you take that same idea and simply have them filing down in here? And this film's already so short. Adding in another 10 seconds. Is that really going to ruin the film? The pacing of it?
Even this entire these few minutes that were coming to the end, I would have liked to have seen a little bit more. I was happy that once they came through the air vents and we saw the lava encrusted bus and the lions, we now got the sense that more than just the 12 were coming through, because the setup for the outside, the exterior for them going down was just those 12 soldiers.
Yeah, because we had a huge army marching on them originally.
And now we're getting the sense that more than 12 are following, and that they didn't split up, that it's not just a small troop, that it's actually the army coming through. Now, it wasn't quite, you can't stage that many actors in that kind of a small space, so it's not that, but they're just kind of continuing to come through the vent, not just the 12, but more following behind them very quickly, single file.
But at the same time, you can do that if you change your angle. If you do here's a
loop in it.
Well, not even that. You cut it. Here's an angle where they come at you. Then you go to an overhead and you do the same people. You can't tell it's the same people, and it just looks like it's filing numbers. And you do
like they did early in the movie where they composited 3 rows of apes army.
You can
on a
cheat
battlefield.
all kinds. There are all kinds of ways to cheat 20 people and make them look like 100.
But I mean, okay, so are you guys getting excited that the apes have now found the city and we're about to get to
they're finally. I mean, considering we have 9 minutes left, we're finally getting to our central conflict.
And they have guns. I mean, they have guns.
And I thought of this the other day. To be fair to the audience that saw this initially, they didn't know they had 9 minutes left. Most people, to find out.
They used to actually list run times in the newspaper and everything.
Yeah, but
you didn't have. I mean, you didn't have your light up watch.
Oh,
on
you
your
didn't have
hand,
your
you
IMDb
had your phone
to say,
glance it
here are
real
the
quick.
after credit
Do I
sequences.
take the potty break now or not take the potty break now?
So what I wonder is, when the final conflict comes and it's done in 9 minutes, did they suddenly go, "That's it"?
That's it. Yeah.
I mean, all this, and you gave me.
It's kind of
we
like
got to talk about it when we get there. We're not quite there yet. We're in these minutes still.
You get a whole lot of Bambi versus Godzilla.
The one thing that I wanted to touch on before we go is Mendez is called Your Holiness. Is that the first time he's been referred to as a holiness, as though he's a pope person of these people?
Like a religious
I suppose
figure?
so, but it makes more sense now that we've had him in front of the church leading everybody.
And he's also had the Book of Mendez. you know.
The Psalm
Right.
of Mendez or whatever.
But I
whatever
never
that
got
was
the
called.
impression that he was a religious leader, just a
To-
a dynasty.
the head of
leader.
the head of
head of a
it's a royalty or
head
something.
of a, yeah.
But to call him Your Holiness implies
A religious,
a spiritual
aspect to it.
leader
it does.
that's someone, again, pope-like.
And in the audience would now be aware of it because they saw the ceremony of which he actually conducted.
Right.
So I guess it makes sense, but
Yeah.
maybe that's why they didn't talk about the busts much at all, because that would have confused the audience.
Yeah, I think the bus confused the audience anyway.
Yeah, I know. Well, we didn't focus on them. We didn't focus on them and then zoom in on Mendez like it had in the script.
Here's the weird thing about the way they are, and watching this week, it really came to me that if you want to have the busts of the mutant humans and things like that, but not have them be significant, then you create that image. I'm going to actually give reverence to the Star Wars prequels. When Obi-Wan goes to the library that time and their little bust of the Jedis and all that,
in the library.
they're off to the side. You barely notice them, but you get, it's reverence towards this person. But they put these damn things so prominently in almost every shot they're near.
And
There's like
multicolored, so they stand
Right.
out more rather than just kind of recessed. They're on things.
Or if you want to make them actually part of the story without telling you but giving you background information, what you do is you have them starting off as human looking, then starting to look more and more mutant, and then all of a sudden they look human again because that's when they started wearing masks.
But
And then you would go, why does it go from nice looking to weird looking to all of a sudden nice again? And then
Yeah.
you find out, that's because they're wearing masks.
we're not quite to the busts yet, which
No.
might be.
Well, no, I'm
someday
just talking
later.
about
I know.
in the
We're talking about this. I'm like, maybe we should save this for the actual.
We'll
Since
get there.
We've been in the bust area twice, so it's not something that we haven't talked about before. But they could have used that to present a story element without spelling it out.
right.
We're literally at the 58-second mark of this minute in which we get a shot of Taylor's sleeve and his mace or club as he is striking the lock of the cell.
Thump.
And that is pretty much how the minute ends. Just, it's an odd moment to cut for us, but that's
Them's
where-
the
that's
rules,
where it is.
folks.
I know, but it's kind of the start of the next moment.
Yeah.
So, but it ends with that.
Well, at least we are to the point where the shit's about to hit the fan, right?
The monkey shit.
The monkey shit.
All
They're
right.
flinging shit. All right, that is minute 86 in the books. We'll be
87.
back. 87?
No, 86.
86.
I'm sorry.
86. Monday.
Hey, I was actually right for once. That's minute 86 in the books. We'll be back tomorrow with another minute of Beneath the Planet of the Apes. Until then, for Rich and Sean, I'm Todd. Have a great day.
Bye, everybody.
You get to be right once an episode.
Beneath the minute of the apes. Beneath the minute of the apes. Beneath the minute of the apes.
The only good human is a dead human.